Look at me for a second and imagine this. You're in a new country and you feel excited. You're walking around. You're taking photos. You're enjoying the day and then suddenly you stop. You reach into your pocket or your bag and your wallet is gone. Your cards are inside. Your cash is inside. Maybe your ID is inside. Your mind starts moving fast and your heart starts beating faster. You need to cancel cards, you need to ask for help, and maybe you need to make a police report. And you need to do it in English, even if you feel stressed. Stay with me because today you are going to learn simple, calm English for a very important situation: a stolen or lost wallet. I'm Zane. Welcome to Zane's English Podcast. I speak in natural, slow English so you can understand and copy the sentences. Today, I'll tell you a real lifestyle story and then we'll do repeat after me practice with the most useful sentences. Let's begin. Last year, I took a short trip to another city for a weekend. It was a simple trip. Not expensive, and I wanted to relax. On Saturday morning, I went out early to explore. The weather was nice, and the city felt alive. I walked through a busy street market. I looked at small shops and bought a coffee. I had my phone in my hand for directions, and I had my wallet in my jacket pocket. I remember that clearly because I paid for the coffee with cash and put the change back into my wallet. After the coffee, I walked to a nearby park. I sat on a bench and watched people for a few minutes. Then I stood up and decided to go to a museum. I checked my phone map and started walking again. On the way, I stopped to take a photo of an old building. I put my phone back in my pocket and I kept walking. Everything felt normal and calm. About 15 minutes later, I reached the museum entrance and got in line to buy a ticket. When it was my turn, I reached into my pocket for my wallet. My pocket felt empty. I froze for a second, like my body didn't understand. Then I checked again slowly because I hoped I was wrong. Still empty. I checked my other pocket. Empty. I checked my bag. Nothing. At that moment, my stomach dropped. I knew something was wrong. For a few seconds, I just stood there and my mind started racing. Did I drop it in the market? Did someone take it? Did I leave it on the bench in the park? I tried to remember every small moment. I didn't want to panic, but panic was trying to take control. Then I told myself one important thing. One step at a time. First, I needed to check the last places I was at. Second, I needed to block my cards. Third, I needed to get help if I couldn't find it. I stepped out of the line and moved to the side so I wouldn't block people. I took a deep breath and tried to speak to myself calmly. Then I walked back the way I came. Slowly but quickly at the same time. I went back toward the park because that was the last place I clearly remembered sitting. When I reached the bench, I looked around on the ground. I checked under the bench. I checked the grass nearby. Nothing. I asked a person sitting close by. "Excuse me, did you see a wallet here?" He looked up and said, "No." I asked another person, "I think I lost my wallet. Did anyone find one?" She also said no. Now I felt more worried because the wallet was not there. I decided to go back to the coffee shop near the market. On the way, I kept checking my pockets like a nervous habit. When I arrived, I spoke to the worker at the counter. I said, "Hi, sorry, I think I lost my wallet. Did someone bring it here?" The worker checked the area behind the counter and shook his head. He said, "No." I felt that heavy feeling in my chest, like I was losing control of the day. At that point, I knew I needed to protect my money, so I looked for a quiet place and sat down. I opened my phone and called my bank. The bank hotline is the fastest way to block cards. When the agent answered, I spoke slowly because I didn't want mistakes. I said, "Hi, my wallet is missing. I need to block my cards." The agent asked me to confirm my identity. Confirm means prove it's you. I answered the questions and gave my full name. Then I told the agent which cards were in the wallet, debit card and credit card. The agent said, "Okay, I will block them now." Block means stop the card so nobody can use it. After the cards were blocked, I asked an important question. I said, "Can you send me replacement cards?" Replacement means new cards to replace the old ones. The agent said yes and asked for my address. That was a problem because I was traveling, so I asked, "Can you send them to my home address?" He said yes, and he also told me how long it would take. He said about 1 week. I felt a little calmer because at least my money was safe now. But I still had another problem. My ID card was in my wallet. I needed it for travel and for many things. I also had a hotel key card in the wallet, but luckily I still had my phone, so I could show my booking at the hotel. Still, losing an ID feels serious. I decided to go to the police station to make a report. A report is an official paper that says what happened. Sometimes you need a report for the bank or for insurance. I opened my map and searched for the nearest police station. It was about a 20-minute walk. On the way, I felt tired and stressed, but I kept moving. When I arrived, I saw a front desk and a police officer behind it. I walked up and said, "Hello, I'd like to report a stolen wallet." Stolen means someone took it. If you're not sure, you can also say lost, but I felt like it was probably stolen because it disappeared in a busy area. The officer looked at me and asked, "When did it happen?" I answered, "Today, about an hour ago." Then he asked, "Where did it happen?" I explained simply. I said, "I was in the market and then in the park. I noticed it was missing at the museum." The officer nodded and started writing. He asked, "What was in the wallet?" I listed the basic things. I said, my debit card, my credit card, some cash, and my ID. I didn't talk too fast. I didn't add extra details. I just gave the main information. Then the officer asked, "Do you know who took it?" I said, "No, I don't know." That is a normal answer. Then he asked for my name and my phone number. I gave them. After that, he printed a paper and stamped it. Stamped means he put an official stamp on it. He gave it to me and said, "This is your report." I said, "Thank you." The report made me feel a little safer because now I had proof. After the police station, I went back to my hotel. I felt like the day was broken, but I still wanted to stay calm. At the hotel front desk, I said, "Hi, I lost my wallet and my room key was inside. Can I get a new key, please?" The staff member asked for my name and my room number. I showed my booking on my phone, and she gave me a new key card. That was another small problem solved. Later, I sat in my hotel room and made a simple plan for the next day. I checked my online banking to make sure there was no strange payments. I sent a message to a friend to tell him what happened. I also decided to keep my cash in a different place, not all in one pocket. I learned a strong lesson that weekend. When you travel, you should carry only what you need, and you should keep your important things safe. Even though it was a stressful day, I noticed something positive. I used simple English to solve serious problems. I didn't need advanced vocabulary. I used short, direct sentences. I asked for help, I stayed polite, and I got what I needed. That is what I want you to practice too. Now, let's do repeat after me. Speak slowly and clearly. Repeat each sentence. I think I lost my wallet. My wallet is missing. I can't find my wallet. Did you see a wallet here? Did anyone find a wallet? I need help, please. My cards were in my wallet. I need to block my cards. Please block my debit card. Please block my credit card. Can you send replacement cards? My ID was in my wallet. I'd like to report a stolen wallet. I'd like to report a lost wallet. It happened today. It happened about an hour ago. It happened near the market. What should I do now? Can I get a copy of the report? Thank you for your help. I lost my room key. Can I get a new key, please? I'm staying in room 214. Here is my name and my phone number. If you stayed with me until the end, remember this. When something goes wrong, your English can still be calm. You don't need long sentences. You need clear sentences that protect you. Save this video and listen again, because these phrases are not just for travel. They are for real life. Practice them out loud a few times so your mouth feels ready. And next time you travel, keep your wallet safe, but also keep your English ready. I'm Zane. This is Zane's English Podcast, and I'll see you in the next video.